Alright, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for round 12 of the RPL Season 14 calendar, and, well, I actually cannot remember the last time we've had this happen, but we are gonna be dealing with a race with, at the moment, the smallest grid in Tier 1 in a long while. We have at least 13 individuals participating in tonight's festivities. Just have one inbound, and we'll be good to go. So, alright, perfect. So, Ironwolf on hand for commentary tonight, and we got a very small field. Right now we have 12 in the lobby right now. We have a 13th potentially on his way. So let's get a load of the individuals that are participating in tonight's race. So we have Savage and the return of Wild Will, aka Mally 41. Both are in the Mercedes. We have Josh 433 and Bourbon, another return to Tier 1. Haven't seen him in quite a while. They are in the Haas. Fusion and Andrea will be together. They are in the Red Bull. We have Goat Lee in the Sauber. He'll be joined by Beatnik, who will hopefully be on his way shortly, as we are in qualifying right now. We have Night Owl and Reese on hand in the McLaren. Yeah, you saw it right. No Cookie tonight. Then we have Alex Norris by himself in the Aston Martin. And last but not least, we have Raphael and Shorts in the Ferrari. So, looking at the teams that are missing drivers. Here's our groups. So, no Alpine, no Williams, no V-Carb. Those are your three main teams with no people. Then we have no second Aston Martin, and that's pretty much it. So if Beatnik shows up, I mean, pretty much all of the Ferrari Academy has showed up. And, yeah, wild stuff here. So, I mean, looking at some of the individuals that are not here for tonight's festivities. So, you have guys like Cookie. Cookie is not here because he is currently house shopping. He is going to be finding a brand new house. He's looking at buying a house. Willow, I didn't check to see why he is not here, but Willow, not participating in tonight's festivities. Maxwell unavailable as well, and also with Skither as well. Skither is also not here. Those are the Merc Academy people not here. For the Red Bull, the only one that we found out that's not here is TB. We found out with him, and apparently the reason he didn't want to participate in tonight's race is, and I quote, and I'm not making this up, one of the first times that I'm not wanting to race is because I don't want to. I'm a bit lazy. So, TB just goes like, I don't really care. I'm not racing. That's basically his mentality. But we have some drivers currently on track, getting some laps in. Let's ride with Shorts as he's getting his lap onto the board here, and his time is an 8.6. That puts him in second, ahead of behind Raphael, and just about a 10th ahead of Fusion. Let's go to Savage as he comes out from turn number 4 through 5, 6, and 7 to the first sector. Let's see what he's got here. So Savage had a bunch of races in great spirits for his finishes, but now gets his first opportunity in a big league car. I mean, it's his only opportunity. It's probably I mean, we had no choice but to put him in there, because literally we had only 4 guys participating in, and I mean, I was lucky to get Will in here. Will hasn't played this game in quite a while, but it's glad to have him back in here as well. Once Savage is done with his lap, we'll go over last week's results and some of the interesting news and things that have happened. And here comes Savage across. Oh no, he's backed off. So he's backed off, and he's gonna try again. Let's go to Night Owl then. Well, while we're on with Night Owl here, let's take a look at last week's race. So last week, Cookie won by just over 20 seconds, but lost 5 seconds of it after getting a penalty for an incident with Florian. Which, by the way, we did see in the replays there, Florian and Cookie wound up having a bit of a brutal scrap, and it did result in Cookie getting a penalty, but it also resulted in Florian leaving RPL because of that. But Cookie was the winner there, ahead of Reese, who finished in second, and Shorts was in third. Now let's take a look at the Drivers' Championship. Oh, stand by. Here comes Night Owl going into the last corner out of there, and roaring his way down the straight. And it's an 8.9. That's going to put him in 4th at this moment. Reese going into the second sector as we speak. Will is on the track going into the Sector 1 split. Alright, so in the Drivers' Championship, Cookie has extends his lead. He is now 63 points ahead of Shorts, who's sitting in second with 132. And Willow, who's currently 4th with 93 points. Well, since he's not here, Reese, who is in the McLaren here tonight, coming out of the final corner to get his time onto the board, and he is going to smack in 8.4. That puts him in second. So Reese, currently in 5th place in the championship with 92 points. He has an opportunity to get himself into 4th ahead of Willow, but could also have if he wins tonight, he does also have a possibility of taking 3rd in the championship at this moment, because 3rd is Gecko, who's banned for the rest of the season with 111. So in the Constructors, McLaren has a decimating lead. They're 143 points ahead of Mercedes, and Ferrari switched with Red Bull. Ferrari sitting 3rd in the championship, 196. Red Bull sitting in 4th with 183. So a bit of a scrap for the 3rd place spot in the Constructors at this moment. Alex Norris, by the way, in that Aston Martin, sitting in 6th with a 9.0, he has an opportunity to challenge Williams for the 5th place position in the Constructors. Aston Martin sitting 6th with 39 points, 3 points behind Williams. Here we go. Will, the Tier 1 Season 2 champion, roars his way across the line, and it's a 9.8. So, I mean, for a guy that hasn't raced F1 in in quite a bit, he does have a lap that he has to work with. Let's see what Savage got as he comes down, gets his time onto the board, and it is an 8.9. So Savage just 33 thousandths of a second faster than Night Owl. And Alex Norris, by the way, did get his lap improved. He has an 8.7 on his board. Let's go to Goat Lee, who's trying to improve his time. Right behind, I believe that's Bourbon, or that's Josh. It's one of those guys. But here comes Goat Lee across the line. He comes. It's a 9.9. It's a 9.9 for his time. Okay, that was Bourbon that went into the pits. Josh still sitting in the 8th position. He only improved by just over 8/800ths of a second. I wonder where in the world Beatnik is. But here we go. So it looks like Andrea, yeah, he did have a quali ban for his penalty points. Okay, good to know. So Andrea got penalty points. Yeah, he got 3 penalty points in Hungary. Okay, yeah, he spun Alex, so that's why. So Andrea has a quali ban. Almost forgot about that, really. But let's see. Let's go with Raphael, who's improving by, oh my goodness, over a quarter of a second in that first sector. And also a little while ago, his teammate Shorts did inform me, dry all the way around. Dry race, dry quality. There comes Raphael across the line to get himself into the board, and it's a 7.8, just about a quarter of a second faster than his previous lap. Solid stuff there. Now, Shorts also got, I believe Shorts just did a rerun on his time. Yeah, he improved by exactly 3/10 to keep himself in second place with 8.3. Reese is on board now to get his on a time lap to begin his run. Into turn 4 we go. Past one of the Mercedes. I believe that probably was either Savage or Will. Into turn 7. Stays in that 5th gear, full throttle. Drops down a gear into 9. Now into 10. Now through 11. Now DRS, very short DRS run here. Now into 12 and 13. He's got to time it just right here. He's almost a 10.5 up in that second sector. I think he might have lost some time there on that exit of 13. Through 14 and 15 we go. Reese just pouring in everything he can muster. Across the line he comes, and oh yeah, that third to last corner really screwed it up, because he was a 10.5 up at the second sector split, and when he crossed the line, he was down by 0.02 of a second. He was off by 0.02 of a second. So Reese did suffer a bit of a malfunction in 13. Looked like understeer in that regard. Well, both Mercs, both Mercs of Will and Savage coming in. Looks like Will is going to be retrying. Must have made a mistake in that part of his run, so that's why he's backed off and tried again. Savage not finding any improvement on his second run. Let's see, unless he's willing to get something done in the last sector here. Here we go, Savage working his way. And he's bailed back. So he's bailed back to the pits, and he'll run again another time. Goat Lee on him in this first sector. Down by over a 10th, so no improvement in that first sector. But he's got 2 other sectors to try to pull off something and improve even better. Whoa, gets a little snappy out of turn 10. Out of 11, down the straight. Goat Lee. Only lost about 100th in that second sector. So I think he was improving in the second sector, but then that car got evil in that split, in that turn 10. In the last corners. Here he comes. He's going to go back to the pits, and Will unfortunately invalidated his lap. So just over 3 minutes to go. Raphael has a half a second lead over his teammate of Shorts. Reese right behind, just under a tenth and a half behind Shorts. And Fusion, who's on track right now, is about 7/100ths behind Reese. And he's sitting in 4th. Alex Norris, by the way, in the 5th position with an 8.7. So, if we had to take a look here. So, Shorts all the way to Night Owl is just a hair over 0.6 of a second split between those guys. And then a gap of about 1.6 between Shorts and Goat Lee. But in Raphael's case, it's actually 2.1 seconds between the leader and the last point and the last runner there being Goat Lee. Bourbon, yet to get himself onto the track. He's got just about 2 minutes to get a lap in. The lap is actually pretty quick here. Lap is actually pretty quick here, so I believe he should be coming out right now, unless that's Josh coming out onto the track. But we'll wait and see in this regard. And it is Bourbon. Bourbon is back out. So Josh coming out. Andreas in the pits. Alright, let's see what Fusion's got in the second sector. 13 thousandths behind. So he's gonna really need to do some extra tuning in this last couple of corners. See if he can improve on his 4th place positioning. And here we go. Roaring in and coming to the line. And it is... He's got ahead of Reese. 8.425. That will not challenge. That's not going to challenge for the pole position at this moment. Meanwhile, Shorts up by 9 thousandths of a second. Teammate moving out of the way. Now coming to the second sector split. As people are getting spaced out and ready to go for their final run. There comes Shorts to the second sector split. He's up by 63 thousandths of a second, so he's going to drop down to an 8.2, but he's not going to be close enough to challenge his teammate for pole position. 30 seconds left. Josh has just crossed the line, and here we go. So, Shorts roaring his way down to across the line, and he's improved by a 1/100th of a second, so he will remain in second. Reese currently up by 17 thousandths of a second. Let's see what we got here. Alex Norris here, up by 83 thousandths of a second. We got Goat Lee ahead, going into the final corners. So let's see where Alex Norris is going to wind himself up. He's got 8.7. Let's see what he's got going in here. And coming across the line, Alex Norris, 8.6, so he'll stay in 5th place. Night Owl coming across, he goes into 5th. Reese, can he challenge for the position? Savage settles for 7th. Reese just misses getting back into 3rd place. He has a 437. Bourbon has gone into the pits. He is out. And Will made a mistake and could not get some moves there. So, let's see what Raphael's got. Oh, he's getting a toe, and he's going to get even quicker. He does so. 7.5. 8/10 clear. 8/10 clear of his teammate, and a pole position in hand for Raphael. And that is his 2nd pole of the season. So, Raphael gets pole position over Shorts. Fusion in third. Reese is fourth. And Night Owl, that is your top 5. Then we have Alex Norris, Savage, Josh, Will, and Goatley for your top 10. Andrea has to settle for a quality ban. He'll be starting in 11th. And Bourbon just could not get a lap in and settled. He will start in 12th. And no sign of Beatnik, which means we are going to be dealing with just 12 people. Alright, here we go. The 5 lights come on to start the Zandvoort Grand Prix of RPL. And the lights out. Off we go. Very, very powerful start by Raphael. Heading into turn 1. Reese on the inside against Fusion. Gets ahead. Night Owl under attack from Alex Norris. Down into turn number 4 we go. Side by side for these guys. As Reese gets ahead of Fusion. Night Owl now in trouble with Savage. Side by side between the academies, and Savage gets up and ahead. Will has a bit of a bad reaction, bad start. He falls down to 12. Let's take a look at everybody's tires here. So, Will opting for the hard tires. Interesting style to begin. And little contact between Savage and Norris. A little understeer and oversteer on Savage's part, but looks okay for the long part. But anyway, so Will on the hard compound tire. Everybody else goes with the mediums. Let's take a look here as everybody in line and in position here. Here we go. As first lap is completed. First lap all set and done. Is Reese looking for an attack? No, he's not. He's still a little too far back. But it is Raphael ahead of Shorts, Reese, Fusion, Norris, Savage, Night Owl, Josh, Goat Lee, and Andrea. That is your top 10. Bourbon is sitting in the 11th position. Will slipping backwards in the 12th position. We're on board with Savage here. It's just trouble! Trouble for Shorts! What happened to him? Saw him go wide and over. I don't believe Reese was close to Shorts. I don't think Reese was close to Shorts. He was about a couple tenths back. I wonder if Shorts got, in turn 8, got too greedy in turn 9, got too greedy, and then got stuck on that outside grind rail. But, bound for the lead. Here goes Reese, down the inside against Raphael. They're side by side in the turn 1, and Reese is still trying his best. They're side by side, near contact. Ooh, close. In the turn 3, now in the 4, goes the wide way. Is Reese, they're still side by side as they go into the S section, and Reese gets ahead just barely, and he's ahead of Raphael as they head into turn 7. What a clash! What a clash between those two. Very good running between Reese and Raphael there as they keep tabs on each other going into this. Fusion right behind Raphael. Andrea just made his move on Goat Lee to get himself into the 8th place position in turn 11. So Andrea up into 8th. And Andrea currently out of DRS range to Josh at this moment. That's right on board with Raphael. Is he gonna make a new attack to get past Reese here? Looks like he's not close enough to warrant that attack. Not close enough at this moment. Anyone else looking for attacks here? Yes, we see Shorts on the inside against Goat Lee. Almost overshot. But Shorts now on the recovery. He's in 9th. Now has Andrea right behind. Switch back up to the lead 2. Raphael got very close to Reese here, as these two were going to be battling it out again. Reese, though, just a heads up, has 3 times, has a third of the ERS availability that Raphael's got. Here we go, into 12. No movement out of this pair. We'll have to keep an eye on this on the main straight here, as well as Night Owl. He's gotten pretty close to Savage. Could be a battle for the 5th place position here. But here we go, Raphael now. In line, inside attack. And he goes inside and does the distance. He is in to the lead. And in that background, there's Night Owl on the inside against Savage. He is clear and up into 5th. So, we'll say this, at the end of lap 7, we are going to take a look on our biggest gainers and losers for this event so far. I mean, it is going to be obvious that our biggest loser is going to be Shorts, losing 7 positions from the start, mainly because of that malfunction he had right in the middle of lap number 2. So, that is going to hurt him just a little bit there. Meanwhile, let's go to Fusion. Let's ride on board with Fusion here, as there's Reese and Raphael just ahead of him. Now Reese is going to have the DRS on hand going into this main straight here. Now, let's see what Reese has for availability. He has just slightly less ERS availability compared to Raphael, and no movement there, as, by the way, in the final corner, just seeing, Bourbon gets past Goat Lee, and ooh, Shorts is in the pits already. gets off of those mediums immediately. Huh. We do know this is likely going to be a two-stop event, a two-stop affair here. More than likely, I believe with Shorts in his case, he's going to be doing. He was on mediums to start. He'll be doing hard for his two stops, and I'm probably safely assuming that's what everyone except for Will is going to be doing for their pit strategies. So since they're starting on the mediums, they're probably going to use their two sets of hards for this event. That is a potentiality there. Let's go to Andrea on the back end of Josh. This is for the 7th place position. Keeping a close eye here. Actually, let's switch back to the lead here as there's Reese. Ooh, thought about it. Oh, he is on the inside as Andrea did get past Josh to get himself into 7th. Do apologize for missing that battle, but I just wanted to see. I thought, from the looks of it, I thought Reese had enough momentum to go for the attack against Raphael, but he just didn't get the full momentum he needed. And it looks like we have a trouble in turn 4. That is Goat Lee. And he has gone into the wall in turn number, looks like towards the inside wall of turn 4, but looks like he's okay and continuing on. Raphael is holding his ground here as now what happened to the Goat Lee just went completely off in a gravel trap. Oh man, he's having trouble. I think he might have rear wing damage. 'Cause that rear end is just snapping like crazy. Reese not close enough to Raphael for an attack. Josh is into the pits. Fusion also not close enough to Reese. Nor is Alex Norris close enough to him. But yeah, Josh is into the pits for his stop, and he's gone onto a fresh set of compound tires. So like I said, currently the biggest loser is Shorts right now, who has lost 8 positions since the beginning of this event. Our biggest gainers at this point of the event is a tie between Andrea and Bourbon with 4 positions gained. Goat Lee spin the pits. He's out. That is our first retirement. So one more car to retire, and everybody will be getting points in this race. That just straight sucks. So, unfortunately for Goat Lee to be done already, as a couple cars are going in. Reese is in, Fusion is in. Savage and Andrea as well. Well, this is interesting. These guys are getting off their mediums pretty decently, and it is a double stack for Red Bull. That is going to hurt just a little bit. That's going to hurt Andrea just a little bit, as there goes Shorts just past, and he is going to be just trying to get just ahead of Fusion. Whoa, close. Oh, contact. Side-by-side contact in the 4, and Shorts muscles his way by and into 7th. And Fusion looked like trying to clap back. Shorts was having none of it. They're still going at it. Ooh, almost a touch. Oh, this is entertaining. This is entertaining to watch. All right. Well, Raphael's got a nice lead over Alex Norris, and Night Owl is heading into the pits now for his stop. So Raphael, Alex Norris is staying out Bourbon is in. Will has stayed out. But that's because Will is on the harder compound tire. But here's our battle here. Fusion down the inside against Shorts. They're side by side in the turn 1. And, oh, we're looking at possible 3 wide. Ooh, little touch. Ooh, more touching between Fusion and Shorts. But Fusion is into the 5th place spot. Night Owl comes out just ahead of Josh. He is in the 8th place position. Right behind Savage. Who, Savage, by the way, is right up the tail of Shorts at this moment. Alright, so this is gonna get kind of interesting. We got a 5-car scrap pile here for the 5th place spot. Fusion is trying to pull away from Shorts to make sure that Shorts does not get a chance to re-engage on DRS. And let's see here. Looks like via the map, Alex Norris is going in. Raphael is still staying out. So Raphael looks like I think I know what... Is Raphael doing what I think he's doing? If he is, this is a bold opportunity there. Shorts, ooh, lovely. Attack on the outside. And gets ahead and gets the 4th place position now from Fusion. Alex Norris comes out in this slugfest in the 9th position. So this ought to be good. Let's right on board with Savage here. As he's got Fusion and Shorts there. Woo! That was scary. Fusion got back in the power and the rear decided to snap, and Savage almost went into the back of him. That would have been a disaster. That would have been a disaster right there. But nice recovery save by Fusion. I think that might give Shorts a bit of momentum he needs to stay ahead, maybe? Nah, maybe not. Ooh! Couldn't decide where he wanted to go, Fusion. Ooh, contact. And contact. Shorts, Fusion ahead. Wow! Look at this brawl. I love it. I love this, ladies and gentlemen. Well, looks like Will moved over for Reese, as Reese has gone in the 2nd in turn 8. I'm sorry I didn't catch that one, Reese, but I was just so focused on this 6-car slug, this 6-car slam fest between these guys. These guys are basically the entertainment here. Savage, you gotta be kidding me, down the inside. Brave this guy is. Alright. I like this. This is really riled. Oh, I'm getting trouble on my words here. Anyways, so Shorts almost loses tabs as Will has gone in. Ow! Spin the pits. I think it's because he didn't know that he didn't know that it was 37, I think. Maybe he forgot it was 37. But he has that penalty. He has that 10-second speeding penalty, so he'll have to pit again. He's got 13 laps on those hards, and he's gone onto the mediums, so he's gonna have to pit again, and he will be serving that penalty. So that's gonna hurt him by quite a margin. Right on board with Night Owl. So Night Owl started this race in the 5th place position. He's sitting in 6th right now. There's Savage trying to goad Shorts into some kind of mistake so he can take full advantage and go into the 4th place spot. That would be really nice for Savage to have. Wait, wouldn't that be wild to see Savage get himself onto the podium here? That would be absolutely insane for it to happen. Here we go, DRS in hand. Let's see what happens. The straight line speed of that Ferrari in play, but the tenacity of the Red Bull saying that, wait your turn. But literally, these 6 cars are just so tight together, you can literally fit them in a tin can. You can fit them in a tin can. That's how tight these guys are. And, Will has called it. Oh. I was so hoping maybe Will to get his first points in, like, forever. But that's our second DNF. And our second DNF. So that means everybody in this top 10 will be getting points here in this presence. Man. I was so hoping Will would stay in it and go for get some points here. That would have been so nice. That would have been so nice to see that. I mean, it's been like what? Like close to 2 years, I think, since Will last scored points in an F1 race here. I think it's been that long for Tier 1. At least 2 years. But that just sucks. Here we go. So Savage getting really close to Shorts here to try looking for it, but he's burning a lot of that ERS to stay in tabs with him. I wouldn't burn too much of that. I won't burn too much of that, dude. That would really not be pleasant. Looks like Alex Norris. Oh, Josh goes way off. Josh just goes off. Is there contact between him and Alex Norris? So I was just switching over to Alex Norris, and then Josh goes off. It's just switching over. And Raphael has gone in at the end of lap 15. So I think Raphael is going for a one-stop. He is likely going for a one-stop, but he's going to have some trouble because, as you can see, Andrea, by the way, just got past Josh for the position, gets ahead of Raphael in 7th. So Raphael's got a lot of work to do in order to gain the positions that he needs to get in. So Reese is the race leader of this here in Zandvoort. Fusion sitting in 2nd. Shorts, who we're on board with, is in 3rd. Savage currently sitting in 4th. Night Owl in 5th. Alex Norris in 6th. We have Andrea 7th. Raphael 8th. Josh in 9th. And Bourbon is in 10th place. So, like I said, everybody is going to be getting points regardless, because we have our 2 DNFs of Will, who I do feel bad for. I hoped he would have gotten himself a good position here. I was hoping he would, but yeah, that sucks. I'm thinking maybe he got a bad setup, but anyway, so it looks like Raphael did clear Andrea on that main straight to get himself in the 7th. Now he's got over 2 seconds left. He's got over 2 seconds, and then he's gonna get into the basically into the wasp nest that is the 5-pack of Fusion to Alex Norris. So that will be pretty interesting to watch. Let's go to Alex Norris. Alex Norris is really close to Night Owl at this present moment. Savage. Oh, Savage made a mistake. He's clocked the wall. Savage has clocked the wall, and into the pits he goes. Oh, man. Savage had a chance for a podium, and he just slaps the wall. And that just derailed. That just derailed his hopes. Man, that just really sucks. So now Night Owl looking at a chance for a podium, perhaps. He's chasing Shorts down with Fusion in ahead. And let's look at the back camera of Night Owl. There's Alex Norris, and there is Raphael. And Andrea just trying to get himself into the picture too. And these guys are currently just trying to get some set laps in here. Reese currently about 6.5 seconds clear of Fusion here, but Night Owl goes in. Oh, Shorts has already gone into the pits. And so is Andrea. Whoa! That was crazy. Raphael in there with Alex Norris. Shorts goes into the pits. Andrea into the pits. Just saw Raphael just lock up completely, almost overshot, got into the back of Night Owl, and then that's little side-by-sides with Alex Norris. That was close. So Shorts comes out in the 8th position, and Andrea in the 9th position, both on a new set of hard compound tires. Let's take a look very quickly on Shorts. So he pit on lap 5. He pit at the end of lap 5 and went 12 laps on those hards. So that's going to be interesting. So 12 laps, but there's about 16. There's like 16, 17 laps to go. So we'll have to wait and see with Shorts here. What about Andrea? So he got off of the mediums on lap 8 and went 10 laps on his first stint of hards. He's got 17 laps left. He's got 17 laps for that second set. So this is an interesting choice here. So with Shorts doing their first stop, and same with Andrea. We'll have to see what Reese, Fusion, Night Owl, and Alex Norris will do in response. But all eyes are currently on Raphael, who is all over the back and just hounding Alex Norris here, trying to get him goaded into a mistake, but just can't seem to do it. Reese is continuing on at this moment, similar to everybody else ahead. And here we go into the main straight, and no movement from any of this group. A lockup on the right front for Alex Norris, and a little bumping as these four are in very tight company here. Bourbon has gone into the pits for his second stop. Shorts has just accomplished the fastest lap of the race with 11.3. Let's take a look at those lap times. So yeah, 11.347 is the fastest lap. Previously held by Raphael with 11.4, and there he goes, Raphael into the side of Alex Norris, just shoving and pushing his way by against Alex Norris, and into 4th he goes. That was a tight confine into that attack in turn 11, but you gotta like what Raphael's got as he wants to do so. And Reese is in to complete stop number 2 to get his second stop in, and Fusion is in as well. So Night Owl is going to be holding the lead for right now, but he's got Raphael all over his backside. They head into 4. Night Owl covering the inside. Oh, smack! was a smack and a half by from Night Owl on the woo. Whoa! On the track goes Raphael. Woo! Getting antsy and handsy here. Between these two, Night Owl really showing his trying his hardest to keep him back, even fighting just his damnedest. But here goes Raphael, looking for a move, trying to figure out where he wants to go, but can't just get the momentum he needs for here. Contact again. Whoa! Understeer! Whoa! Into the wall goes Raphael. And no wing, and we got a safety car. Well, that is going to help. That's going to help quite a few of these guys out. Night Owl into the pits. Alex Norris in there. Holy cow. Well, that was just insane. That was just insane, Matt. That was just insane work there. So Reese is gonna be in the lead. Shorts in second. Night Owl is in third. Alex Norris 4. Fusion 5. Savage in 6. We got Josh in 7th. Raphael in 8th. Bourbon 9 and Andrea serving that 10-second. He's in 10th. I'm gonna go check with these guys. See how these guys are doing here. Okay, so Andrea just got himself another 10-second penalty for crossing on at the end there. But safety car is in this lap. So let's see how Shorts will react to Reese here on this start. Now we did check on with the Night Owl and Raphael when they were brawling at the end towards the thing there, and yeah. So let's see, what in the world was Andrea doing? Okay, he just passed pretty much everybody and just retired. Anyways, Back in it here as Shorts battling with Night Owl, bumping and banging and bashing between these two as they try to fight there. Oh, little hook there. Oh, crash, boom, bang. Holy shit. 3 wide. Oh, there goes Fusion. Woo. Holy crap. It's just bashing and banging everywhere. What? Holy shit. That was scary. Coming out of 4, Night Owl touched the right rear of Shorts. He then got loose on the curb, just dropped the car. Alex Norris nowhere to go. There goes Raphael past Savage for 5th. And then a 3 wide between Night Owl, Savage, and Fusion, and that resulted in Fusion getting bumped and slid over. Oh my god. That was scary and a half. Alex Norris is probably not happy at all. I mean, look at that damage he's got on the right side. On that right wing. Very serious damage. Whoa. Just whoa. But anyways, before the safety car came back in, I checked with the other guys. Savage earlier when he went off in the second to last corner and got damage on the right wing. He got loose exiting out of the penultimate corner, and that's why he hit the wall. And then with the Night Owl and Raphael in the end of the first sector, when Raphael went off, according to Night Owl and Raphael was being bump drafted by Raphael for a good majority of that sector. Oh, we're still on with Raphael right now as he is chasing Night Owl down for the 3rd place position. Short's just ahead of him in the second place position. No dice between Night Owl and for an attack on Night Owl against Shorts here. Oh, maybe not. Ooh. Night Owl contemplating, figuring out where he needs to go, but Shorts putting up a defense of a century here. And there's his teammate too. Gotta be careful here. And Night Owl giving Shorts a bit of a what for. There comes Raphael. Is he making a move? No, he's not close enough there. Gets a little riding with the curb on there. Into 11. Night Owl trying on the inside, but can't seem to get the shot that he needs. They do have identical ERS availability. Here comes Raphael on the inside, and Night Owl had to back out. And now Raphael is into the 3rd place spot. Now moves up in the 2nd. Shorts moves over and lets him by. But he is vulnerable. He is now vulnerable to Night Owl here. Where will Night Owl go? Inside line. And he is up in the 3rd for Night Owl. Let's go a tad further back. Josh thought about making a move on Savage, but no dice for that attack. That's for 5th place, by the way. Fusion sitting in 8th, stuck behind Bourbon. He's making a move on Bourbon. Inside attack in the bank curve. Fusion up in the 7th. Very good stuff. Very good stuff. And Alex Norris I believe just did another stop, and he is on. Oh no, it's because I think it's because of the damage to the wing. Yeah, it's because of the damage to the wing. That's why he's so far back. I thought he made another stop to fix that wing, but that does suck. But I mean, yeah, we did see it on hand. Night Owl got a little contact with Shorts, and then Night Owl just dropped the car after getting onto that curb at turn 4, and Alex Norris had nowhere to go. From our perspective, there was just nowhere for him to go at all. Josh, looking, maybe? No. Josh just can't get the momentum he needs to challenge Savage for 5th. Now Raphael now taking off in pursuit of Reese. So both of them are on pretty much identical tires here. So Reese has 7 lap hards. Raphael has 1 lap less. Oh, and looks like Night Owl has shaken Shorts off. So Shorts has now fallen out of DRS to Night Owl. And Night Owl is still trying to stay within DRS of Raphael now. Get some of that speed in, but doesn't have the ERS available. He is pretty low on ERS. Oh, same with Raphael too. Both of them are low on that. And Josh around the outside gets past Savage for the 4th place spot. Here comes Fusion looking to make some momentum too, but no dice. Savage keeps him back. Night Owl still in pursuit of Raphael, looking for that position. Whoa! Oh! Fusion into a slide. Stuck that side in. Just got a bit of a bump. And Fusion went for a drift slide in turn 6. Bourbon gets back past. And that really had to not be pleasant. So Raphael currently 2.4 seconds behind Reese at this present moment. We'll have to take a look here for the last lap time. Let's take a look for the last lap. Looks like no movement for any of the guys. Yep, no movement. Let's take a look at the last lap between Raphael and Reese here. Okay, so Raphael last lap 11.4 was his last lap. Reese 12.0. So 6/10 loss between Reese and Raphael. So 6/10 loss for Reese to Raphael. So at this present time, with that section, that means Raphael will be in striking distance of Reese within the next 3 laps. Raphael was about 2.2 seconds behind Reese. And he's now about 2.2, maybe 2.3. Yeah, gains about between half a second to 6/10 of a second on Reese there. So at the end of this lap, Raphael will be in DRS of Reese if it pans out that way. Bourbon trying to chase Savage down. Savage did mention that his tires are not looking the prettiest at this time. But he's hunkering it down in that 5th position. Oh, I want to see, what did Andrea get here? So across the pit lane exit warrant line, 10 second, ignoring yellow flag, 10 second, multiple warning, 10. he got like 30 freaking seconds of penalties. Jesus Christ, dude. And by the way, Andrea did retire in the pits. He served his quality ban. He's at 10 points. But unfortunately, we will be turning in people that retire in the pits. So Andrea, sad to say, dude, there goes Bourbon inside and ahead of Savage in the 6th place. But looks like Andrea will be missing next week's race. For this reason. Anyways. So it looks like Reese did manage to lessen the blow just a little bit. Raphael only gained about 4/10 of a second on that last lap between Reese and Raphael. It's 1.2 seconds right now. Let's take a look at our next last lap here. Our next last lap. So we had 11.8 for Reese. And 11.6. So about 2/10 gained between Raphael and Reese here. So at the end of this lap, we are at 3 laps to go. Raphael, Reese, and Night Owl in proximity of each other. Raphael is just teetering within the DRS here. Now, if I was Reese, I would be saving that battery as best you can. They're using the overtake here. Now switching to medium for Raphael, none for Reese. This is gonna get good. This is gonna get interesting. This is where it's gonna be here. So I don't think Raphael is gonna be close enough for an attack. I don't think he's gonna be close enough, but he is in DRS right now. He is in DRS right now. Just keeps in none. Same with Reese. They're both gonna unleash their overtake here in this last sector, in this last part of the track. So this is gonna be it here. We're going into the penultimate lap here. Raphael closing, gaining. Almost 17 miles an hour faster than Reese in that right at the end of the braking zone. This is gonna get very intense here. So this is it. This is what we're looking at. The main straight is gonna be the main purpose here. Is the attack gonna be in play? Where will Raphael make his shot? Raphael's got an almost 25% ERS advantage over Reese. Now let's see what happens here in this braking zone here. Will Raphael go for it? No, he's waiting. Still 25% ERS advantage. This is the shot. Raphael has the shot. This is for the lead here. As we go into the final lap, sponsored by Louis Vuitton. Here we go. Raphael goes for the attack on the outside. Side by side between Raphael and Reese. Reese is trying his damnedest. He wants it to keep it. He's trying, but can't get it. Raphael gets the lead back. Whoa! Evil goes Reese. Oh, and that evil motion out of turn 4 was the nail that needed it here for Raphael. So he gets pole position, wound up getting himself into a mishap. Early in that event. Earlier on with Alex Norris, but here we go, coming into the last couple of corners. This is it for the final time. Can Reese do something and maybe pull off an upset? I don't think so. Not close enough. Raphael wins for the first time in season 14 ahead of Reese and Night Owl. Shorts settles in for the 4th place spot. Josh will come in and get himself in a 5th. Bourbon in a 6th. Very strong points for Haas. Savage keeps himself together in the 7th place. Fusion in 8th. And Alex Norris, damage and all, will settle for 9th. Oh my God. Huh. Well, Raphael gets his first win of season 14 ahead of Reese and Night Owl. And I'm gonna say, because of his pole position, his fighting style, the crash, and then recovering from that crash to win. I mean, I could get the driver of the day to Raphael. I could get driver of the day to Raphael. Truth be told. And I mean, the game did give it to him as well, so I mean, it would make sense, to be fair. But there it is. So Raphael is the winner of the event ahead of Reese and Night Owl, who is second and third for the podium. Shorts is fourth, Josh fifth, Bourbon sixth, Savage seventh, Fusion eighth, and Alex Norris will have to settle for the ninth place spot. Andrea, Will, and Goatley being your only 3 DNFs. Wow. All right. So let's see. So lights out in RPL. Who was the best? Who was the worst? Let's see what we have in store here. So I would say I'm gonna agree with the game. I'm gonna get the green light and driver of the day to Raphael for his performance overall. Even though that accident that he had at the middle of the stage of the event really messed him up just a little bit, but he wound up recovering and got that stuff there. So yellow light, I would say yellow light. We got 2 of them on hand. So I would say the first yellow light would be for Alex Norris. He had a very solid run, was in the top 5, but then nowhere to go. Get himself in that collision, really cost him a shot against some major points hauls. And also the other red light will be for Will. I mean, his first race back in probably, I think, just 2 years, maybe longer. And unfortunately couldn't get the momentum he wanted to get himself into that position there. And then the red light and fail of the day, I'm gonna be giving that to Andrea, because when you think about it, he crossed the pit exit line not once but twice, and got himself a warning and a 10-second penalty. And then just pass everybody on the restart to go back into the pits, gets himself a speeding penalty, and then quits. Penalties galore for, so basically penalties galore for Andrea there. Alright, so that's going to conclude the stream for this week. And, like I said, we do apologize for, the not so great attendance that race. And also, we do apologize that we didn't have a commentator on hand for Tier 2 yesterday. Shorts fell under the weather, so he couldn't do that. Couldn't do it, and we didn't have a backup in place for him. But we can give you this little review here. So, in the qualifying, it was at Canada. Lassie was the pole position ahead of Alan J. and Lennon. And then in the race itself, Lennon was the race winner in Canada, ahead of JMS and Alan J. That's the unofficial results for Tier 2. So next week for RPL, for Tier 2, we have Silverstone for round 3 of the season. And then, hopefully we'll have better results, better numbers this time, as we are in Monza for round 13 of the Tier 1 season. So, cannot wait for that to take place. So, from RPL Streams, Ty and I will signing off. We say good night, and we will see you next week.